We are here and we've got coffee and it's the morning. It's time for the Collectors Radio Show and you're tuned in, aren't you? All right, Backchat JW here. And yeah, so we're going to roll through some comments. We got some cool stuff to talk about. Actually, what we're going to talk about this time is actually so big we can't even get it on the table, but we brought out some other things that kind of help supporting act, if you will. So we brought out some of that stuff. So if you're interested in checking all this out, stay tuned here on the Collectors Radio. Okay, so now what we're going to do is actually roll through the comments as we usually do. We read all the comments from all you folks because we really like hearing from you. When you got questions or whatnot, ask them and we can definitely roll through those. No particular order. Again, if your comment was not read here and you did comment, it could be a couple of things. One, it could be that maybe you're just too late to commenting and it didn't... we didn't see it by the time we actually did this production here, and or the moderator has pulled your comment for whatever reason. So that definitely could happen, and there is sometimes no rhyme or reason, but I can tell you that sometimes different words and you know, that kind of thing could get you pulled. All right, here we go. An Angry Ranger has said, that was a great, that was great that you found what you were looking for. Proud of you. Had an older 60s PP in 1978 made in Germany. Nice weapon. But I'd never try to find older weapons today as they're simply priced far too high. And that there's so much truth to that. Your plan to buy newly made classics is a very sound and wise decision. As my father used to say, that's proper thinking. And, you know, and that's why I kind of do gravitate a lot towards these newer ones out there, is because they're cost effective for me. And, I mean, as much as I do like the older stuff, but in some cases, like, and we're talking about the PPK, in case you missed last week's episode, we're talking about the PPK I picked up by Walther, and actually... I wouldn't trade it for an old one. I really wouldn't. I like that newer one better. Alright, Stephen K. Saturday morning coffee with Batjack JW is a great way to start the weekend. That PPK is sweet, in my opinion. Sean Connery is the perfect James Bond that closely follows Ian Fleming's character in the books. Thank you for another enjoyable video. You're welcome, Stephen. Alright. Mr. Rory James, that looks amazing. Great buy. I had no idea they were making proper PPKs again. That's right. That's one of the big attractions for me to it, was the fact that it's actually a proper PPK. You know, it's not a PPKS or made under license. And that's another thing. It's like, you know, whenever a company makes something for another company under their name, it is clearly stated under license. So some people seem to not get that. They usually always disclose that, you know, especially if it's a big name company. So, and that might have something to do with today's topic. Okay. Beretta 9mm USA. By the way, everybody, Beretta 9mm USA has... he is retired, I believe. If you don't know who they are, they're a father and son team that's making YouTube videos. Some of the best 1911 videos, I think, on YouTube, bar none. In fact, when I was looking at my PPK, I'm so glad I stumbled across one of their videos of the PPK, and they did an excellent job. His son also is a fellow left-handed shooter like myself. So, but anyway, so. He has turned in his uniform and everything, so he is, you know, he's spent a lot of years protecting us, keeping us safe, and now he is off to better things. So anyway, thank you, and thank you for everything you've done, Beretta Senior. So there you go, everybody. All right, we got a comment from them, and that is, I'm jealous of that Melonite PPK, my fellow Southpaw. I need to trade off a few of my modern Smith & Wesson wheelies to pick up a new PPK or PPKS in a modern Python. That's from Young Beretta. Absolutely. And I think, you know, I think you're going to be very, very happy with that Python if you pick it up, because it's, to me, it's phenomenal. It really is. I thought the quality and the fit and everything was great, and I'd love to see that on your guys' channel. I wish that we were closer together or something like that. I would lend you mine anytime for a video purpose. All right, Snowy Rider SS, love the PPKs. Mine have to be made in Deutschland though. Congrats on your acquisition. My attraction had always been more being a World War II European theater junkie than Bond, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's history buff. You know, I love history myself. But you know, for me, the PPK is certainly Bond related. That's my real interest in it. So, but hey, you know, but a lot of this stuff has a lot to do with history. I love the history of this stuff. So we'll talk about that. I know you're waiting for us to get through these, right? No. All right, Big Al. It's a classic pistol, and I'm glad the quality has not suffered. Congratulations on your purchase. Yes, the quality has definitely not suffered. In fact, I think the quality has, wait for it, I can't believe he's going to say this, has exceeded. Yeah. All right. Slimfire 54, another awesome collector's radio, JW, and very nice PPK 380. Also, thank you for the show and tell, Slim. You are welcome, Slim. Sean Lee, that PPK is sweet. Makes me want to add it to my list. You will not regret it, I think. I feel that, you know, it's a really good quality. And I am really a big fan of that blackened finish, that melanite finish. That's the way to go. And I'm glad I held out and waited and bought the PPK and got it in that finish. Although Beretta 9mm USA, those guys got me looking at a stainless ones. Thanks, guys. All right. All right, Taylor Kesson. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Taylor. I do believe you picked up a lot of grips from me too. Nice pickup. Looks great, Bad Jack. It does. It's really good. Again, I can't. You know, I'm not trying to sell the thing or anything, but I'm happy with it. Lion Quest Fitness. That PPK exudes class. It does. It does. I actually carried it to a dinner the other night in my jacket. I felt like Bond, you know, James Bond. All right, Frank B. There. I have a stainless Interarms PPK. I've had 2 West German PPK S's pistols, but the exposed steel backstrap would draw blood. Yeah, because that's right. Well, the PPK S has that metal backstrap. And the PPK, the grips fold over it. My brother, Buddha, Hawaii, that's a friend of mine, a close friend, a childhood friend, really. I went to school with the Buddha. And he's back over there on island. He left me a comment. It says, "Good job, brother. Hope to see you sometime soon." Actually, let me reread that for him. Good job, brother. All right. Danger Man. I had an Interarms PPK blued in 380. I bought it used, and that thing never ran right. Always had feed jams and a 4th round on both magazines I had for it. I got rid of it and left a sour taste in my mouth ever since. I guess when I saw it, that's when I became a huge fan of the 38 snub from Bond to Popeye Doyle. Yeah, you know, I had an Interarms too, and mine, the magazine would actually fall out during firing. I don't know. I don't know if that's when I looked that up, it was obviously enough of a problem where people had commented many times on it that they actually, you know, talked about the fixing of that. So I don't, you know, I really, you know, they made it under license for Walther, so you would think that their quality control was up to snuff, and considering if Walther's going to put their banner on it. All right, and again, that's back, you know, you see on the slide of those, it literally says under license or licensed by Walther. All right. Joe P. Fantastic addition to the collection. He put me into Roger Moore camp too. How you doing, Joe? Say hi to the missus if you guys hope your folks are listening. Maybe you're on the boat. Okay. Harrison Mantooth, if you want to see steam rising off your coffee, come up to North Idaho. I would love to. I would love to go up there where the snow is. We have snow and ice everywhere. the road crews are having a tough time keeping the roads clear. Front wheel drive and four wheel drives are almost essential up here in the winter time. That's cool looking. PPK, Batjack JW. I'm coming 4 hours late, but I always enjoy watching your videos. Yeah, I'm the envious guy. I love the 1911s and feel the need and want to get another one. Yeah, 1911s are always one you can justify getting one more. I've always wondered about the Rock Island Armory 1911s, and after hearing your comments about them, I'm going to look a little closer at them. I saw a new one in a few pawn stores that need another look. Thanks for sharing the information video with us. Stan in North Idaho. Yeah, you know, definitely. I don't turn my nose up again like on Rock Island Armory, or I own a Tisas, a Turkish-made 1911. It's a GI style one. I love that 1911. In fact, I take that out more often than the other ones. Now, bear in mind, like, once you have a solid slide frame and barrel, all the other parts are replaceable fairly easy, you know, even if the barrel, if you want to go that far, but I don't think it's necessary really. But you can always buy tooled steel parts, hammers, triggers, grip safeties, slide releases, thumb safeties, all that stuff. You can always buy tooled steel stuff, even barrel bushings. You can buy even ones that are oversized and fit them yourself. Yeah, with a good file and some time and patience, you can get all these things fitted to that gun properly and you'll be fine. And then, because that's where a lot of times they cheap out with 1911s, and that's where it is. It's the parts, more or less. Sometimes, you know, don't worry so much about the cost, because you can, all these other parts, like you said, are interchangeable, but the meat and potatoes are already there. So that's kind of like, I use that example with my Springfield Armory. You know, it was the Garrison. It's clearly a budgeted gun coming in at MSRP around $750. It's clearly a budget-friendly gun. Where they got that budget was, as I showed it, I don't think we got the video out yet, but I do have a video that's showing all the parts and how they're MIM parts and whatnot. To each their own on that. It doesn't necessarily bother me, but there's, you know, but hey, you can replace them. You can take them out and put other things in there. So, but yeah, just some stuff to think about, but definitely go over it, check it out, really good. But I've not really seen too much problems that would make me, when I see a Rock Island Armory, go, oh no, get that away from me. So anyway, all right, the Scottish American. Haven't shot too many Walthers. I get the whole movie significance like you. I have a few in the collection that resonate with some old, some classic movies. Yeah, I mean, Dirty Harry. I'm a Dirty Harry junkie. I mean, I love that gun for that. All right, CZ 9mm USA. That is Beretta 9mm USA's other channel. Go and check that out. Outstanding. Thank you. And that's from B9 USA Senior. All right. The Real Cobra Burnout. Boom. All right, nice. I like this 007. You would. You know, Real Cobra Burnout, that's, you know, that PPK is your type of gun. All right. James D, outstanding video. Mike Hagan, JW, Batjack JW, best wishes from Montana. All right, and Mike S, nice gun, but semi-reliable. Get a revolver for a sure shot. All right. Okay. So we're going to roll right into what we got. This that I got is something that I actually, I didn't recently get this. I've had it for a while. You guys, if you follow the channel, you've been watching some of the videos. We did a lot of videos on it. It didn't get a lot of attention. A lot of people didn't really care to see it. But for me, this is kind of what it means to me. And what we're talking about, I know, you're like, oh, come on, hurry up. Okay, I am not much of an AR-15 guy. I never have been. But this is, if I did want one, this is what I would want. And this is a Colt. This is the style I would want, the old, real old school kind of Vietnam era one, and that's what I've been looking for. And but I've never really cared for ARs. I know, to each their own, but for all the years, I've never really they never matter to me. They don't do anything for me. But I've always had somewhat of an attraction to one of these, and so now, you know, of course, you know, living here and everything, and checking things out, and I found this one, and I just had to get it because for me, all the cool factors is obviously the triangular, you know, hand grip, or, you know, you can tell I'm not an AR guy, and then of course the flash hider here is the 3-prong flash hider, and of course they did a bunch of subtle details on it that does serve it to correct justice. I hear things like where the up here the front sight where this is smooth and doesn't have the welding, things like that. I've just picked up a few things. There's people on the YouTube videos that could tell you right down to the pins that these things have. That's not me. But what I do know and what I liked was the fact that it said, you know, Colt AR-15, property of the U.S. you know, government, property stamp, and all that cool factor, and then all the stampings are really deep and pronounced on mine. So this one here is called the XM16E1. So it predates the, I guess the M16 would be, yeah, I guess so. So that's kind of the thing about it. So that's what I got. And if you guys want to get a better look at this thing and all that, we do have videos on it. So, you know, of course, we brought out some of the ambience or whatever to help supporting act of this thing. Let me set it down here so it doesn't knock over. You know, we brought out you know, some cleaning. You know, of course, my buddies of mine that were in the military service, you know, they started providing me with some school stuff. I got the cleaning kit there. I bought this on my own. This is really cool. This is an actual yeah, it's a run-of-the-mill M7 bayonet, but this one here is actually made by Colt, or it has Colt stamp on it, at least. There, it's an early one, and it's got the correct scabbard. I had no idea about all the ins and outs of these things, and I know these are a lot more expensive than the regular ones that are made by, like, I think all the other makers like BOC or whatnot, Bauer. But it's got the crinkle scabbard. They call it a crinkle scabbard. It's got this strange finish on it, but yeah, that's a Colt made one. I had to get that. And then, of course, I got a buddy of mine that, and the original magazines for that are in the box, and the right way to use it is the 20-round magazines. That's, I believe they're 20-round magazines. Again, you can tell I'm an AR guy. But this one here is, I got a couple, actually, from a friend of mine that served over there in the jungles of Vietnam, and these are actually his, and he brought them back with him, and he gave them to me since I got the rifle, and I wanted legit Colt, you know, magazines, and I remember him handing them to me. He goes, "Well, I can't get more legit than that," because he's like, I brought them back from being there. The other cool thing is the box. The box, you know, of course, it has the name and everything on it, and it's listed under as Colt AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. That's right. It's not fun switched or anything like that, which actually I have no interest in those. It costs a lot of money to play with them. XM16E1, the Vietnam War Collection. That's what it's listed under. Of course, caliber 5.56 or 223. And the serial number and everything. And always keep the boxes, this kind of stuff. I've heard all the rumors that people say, well, it's not actually made by Colt and all that, but I mean, for one, I don't even care. Two, it's got it's got all their stuff all over it. I mean, it's got their Colt logo, their, you know, all that. And again, like I said, usually if it isn't made by them, they usually are going to tell you that it's licensed by somebody else or whatnot. And I had a buddy of mine that looked it over. He served, and he got out within the last, like, you know, 10 or 15 years or so, and he had a Colt over there when he served, and he looked at it. He says, "No, man," he goes, "From everything I can tell, that's a Colt." He goes, because they proof mark, and they have all these markings all over the barrels and stuff, which is very common that they do, and Colt is the one that does that. So he kind of looked at it, and he said, yeah, but like I said, either way, it was just something cool for me, more or less. I mean, without it, it's kind of a wall hanger kind of thing for me. I do shoot it. I have shot it, took it out, shot it, played with it. No problem. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, have a collector's item that's like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm gonna keep this forever in a pristine in a box. I just wanted to have fun with it and you know, all that. Like I said, I'm not really an AR guy, but that was one that I kind of wanted, and I'm happy. I'm glad I have it. It's neat. There's a lot of details on it, minor details that they did that they got right. So I do like it. I'm really happy with that thing. So there it is. Anyway, I figured I'd bring it out and show it to you and all that. They are stupid expensive. They really are. I'm not going to lie about that. Not something I would buy multiples of, or let alone I don't think I'd buy another one even if I got rid of that one, because they're a little pricey. And I think that's what a big gripe is. Anytime you're in, you know, jacking up prices like that, people are going to get soured, and then of course they're going to start looking for things to destroy it or destroy its reputation or something like that, and that's just it. And I'm not saying that, ooh, look at me, I got money and I can buy it. I don't. Layaway for one, and soup. So as we talked about that before, but I understand that for me, I understand the quality and getting the right things that you want comes with a price tag. So anyway, hopefully you have a fantastic Christmas Eve, and tomorrow, if you're interested, I will be posting up a video, your Christmas hangout. So come and join me for that.